Idea to interface in 30 seconds. No Figma, no developers, no waiting. Just this. What you're hearing right now, the typing sounds. That's me building a complete travel booking app, live, from one sentence. And in about 8 minutes, you're going to know exactly how to do this yourself. Because what I'm about to show you doesn't just change how we design. It breaks everything we thought we knew about turning ideas into reality. What if I told you that you could go from idea to interface in seconds? No code, no Figma, no hiring a design team, just one sentence typed into a prompt box. Welcome to AI Velocity Lab. I'm Vaya, your guide to smarter systems and faster growth. Today, we're diving into something that's quietly redefining how designers and non-designers build beautiful apps: Google Stitch. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the blank canvas or stuck trying to describe a vision to a designer, this tool could completely flip your workflow. Look, I've been testing Google Stitch for 3 weeks straight. Lost sleep over this thing. And I keep asking myself the same question. Why are we still drawing rectangles in Figma when we could just be talking? Because what I'm about to demonstrate, it's not just faster. It's fundamentally different. If you've ever stared at a blank canvas thinking, how do I even start? Or if you've got ideas trapped in your head because design feels impossible, this is specifically for you. And here's what we're covering today. First, I'm going to show you exactly why traditional design workflows are broken. Then we'll dive deep into Stitch, starting with simple prompts and building up to complex applications that'll blow your mind. We'll explore advanced techniques that most people miss, and I'll share the exact prompts that created interfaces I couldn't believe were generated by AI. Here's the thing nobody talks about in the startup world. Great ideas die in notebooks. Not because they're bad ideas, but because design is genuinely hard. I've watched this happen dozens of times. Founder has a brilliant concept. They open Figma, stare at that blank artboard for 20 minutes, close the laptop, try again tomorrow. The cycle repeats until the momentum dies. Or they hire a designer, spend 2 weeks explaining their vision, get back something that's technically correct but feels completely wrong. More feedback rounds, more miscommunication. 3 months later, they're still wireframing an MVP that should have launched already. Solo builders face an even worse dilemma. Blow your entire budget on design before you've written a single line of code, or settle for templates that make your app look like everyone else's. Neither option feels right. But here's what really bothers me. We've accepted this as normal. We've normalized the idea that translating thoughts into visual interfaces requires specialized skills, expensive software, and weeks of iteration. What if that's completely backwards? What if design should be as natural as conversation? What if the barrier between idea and interface could just disappear? Enter Google Stitch. And I need to be clear about something up front. This isn't another AI tool that generates pretty pictures. This is a complete paradigm shift. You describe what you want in plain English, real English, the way you'd explain it to a friend, and Stitch builds it. Not a mock-up, not a static image, a functional, responsive interface with live components you can actually use. I know how that sounds. Trust me, I was skeptical too. But I've spent 3 weeks pushing this thing to its limits, and the results are genuinely shocking. Let me show you exactly how this works, starting simple and building up to interfaces that honestly shouldn't be possible from a single prompt. Let's start with something straightforward. I'm going to create a travel booking dashboard with filters, photo previews, and tabs for flights, hotels, and packages. I type exactly that. Create a travel booking dashboard with filters, photo previews, and tabs for flights, hotels, and packages. And watch what happens. Stitch isn't just placing random elements, it's understanding the relationships. Navigation structure goes at the top. Tab system organizes the content types. Photo previews get proper aspect ratios and overlay text. Filters are positioned where users expect them. This takes 30 seconds. A junior designer would need hours to get the hierarchy this clean. But here's where it gets interesting. I want to customize this, so I just talk to it. Use a warm color palette. Show 3 featured destinations with ratings and user reviews. Boom. Updated instantly. And look what it did. The warm colors aren't just random oranges and reds. It's understanding the emotional context of travel. Excitement, adventure, warmth. The featured destinations aren't just placeholder cards. They have realistic ratings, review snippets, even proper image selection. Now I'll add something more specific. Mobile-first layout with thumb-friendly navigation and swipe gestures enabled. It restructures everything. Navigation moves to the bottom. Card sizes adjust for thumb interaction. Swipe indicators appear on the image carousels. This isn't just resizing desktop layouts. It's mobile native thinking. Okay, now let's level up, because Stitch understands way more than basic layouts. It gets hierarchy, accessibility, even brand psychology. Here's a prompt that showcases this. Design a personal finance dashboard with income expense graphs, upcoming bills section, and daily financial tips. Prioritize data clarity and reduce anxiety around money management. Did you catch that last part? Reduce anxiety around money management. That's not a technical requirement. That's emotional design direction. And look what it produces. The color scheme avoids aggressive reds for negative numbers, uses calming blues and soft greens. The graph styling is clean, not overwhelming. Bill notifications are informative, but not alarming. Even the typography choices feel trustworthy and stable. This is design psychology baked into AI generation. Let me try something even more complex. A fitness coaching dashboard with motivational daily quote, animated progress rings showing weekly goals, pastel theme that feels encouraging, not intimidating, and a social feed of workout achievements from friends. This prompt has layers, visual design requirements, animation specifications, emotional tone, social functionality. Let's see how it handles this. The result is stunning. The pastel theme isn't just light colors, it's understanding the psychology of encouragement versus intimidation. The progress rings have smooth animations that feel rewarding, not stressful. The motivational quote placement creates positive focus without being cheesy. The social feed balances personal achievement with community support. From one sentence to production-ready interface in under a minute. But here's what really blew my mind. I can stack design systems into these prompts. Use Material Design 3 principles with custom accent colors. Apply iOS human interface guidelines with Android adaptive sizing. Implement dark mode with proper contrast ratios for accessibility compliance. It knows these design systems. It follows their rules. It adapts them intelligently. So where does this actually matter? Everywhere. If you're a solo founder, you just eliminated the design bottleneck completely. You can iterate on interface ideas at the speed of thought, test different approaches in minutes instead of weeks, show investors functional prototypes instead of wireframes. Product teams can brainstorm with real visuals. Instead of describing user flows in abstract terms, you're looking at actual interfaces. Instead of waiting for design resources, you're exploring possibilities immediately. Even if you work with professional designers, this changes the collaboration completely. Instead of starting from blank artboards, you're starting from generated concepts. Instead of explaining vague ideas, you're refining specific implementations. And for developers, the export functionality is incredible. Clean React components, proper Tailwind classes, semantic HTML structure, accessible markup that passes WCAG guidelines. You're not just getting designs, you're getting implementation-ready code. I've been using this for client work, and the speed improvement is honestly unfair. What used to take days of back and forth now happens in real-time conversations. Clients can see their ideas immediately instead of waiting for the next design review. Here's what I've learned after weeks of experimentation. The secret isn't in the basic prompts, it's in understanding how to layer context and constraints. Instead of saying, make it look good, say, create a trustworthy financial interface that reduces user anxiety while maintaining data clarity. Instead of saying add colors, say use a color palette that conveys premium quality without appearing intimidating to first-time users. The AI responds to emotional and psychological context better than purely technical specifications. It understands user personas, brand positioning, even cultural implications of design choices. And here's a technique most people miss. You can iterate conversationally. Start with a basic prompt, then refine with natural language. Make the navigation more prominent, reduce visual clutter in the sidebar, emphasize the call to action without being pushy. Each refinement builds on the previous state. You're not starting over. You're having a design conversation with an AI that understands context and maintains consistency across changes. The learning curve isn't about mastering complex software. It's about learning to articulate design intent clearly, which honestly makes you a better designer even when you're working with humans. Look, this technology is moving fast, really fast. What I've shown you today is just the beginning of prompt-powered design workflows. So here's what I want you to do. Drop your wildest app idea in the comments. Seriously, the more specific, the better. I'll take the best ones and build them live in next week's episode. If this just saved you hours of design time or sparked ideas you hadn't considered, hit that like button. Subscribe to AI Velocity Lab because we're just getting started. We don't just talk about the future of technology here. We test it, we break it. We show you exactly how to use it before everyone else figures it out. Until next time, I'm Via, and this is AI Velocity Lab. Let's keep building together.